Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. To this video I'm talking about a penalty that's coming Kimi Antonelli's way, as well as what happened to him in sprint qualifying in Zandvoort. Now the Dutch Grand Prix weekend is a sprint, and as a result sprint qualifying is on the Friday. And well, it was Antonelli's Mercedes teammate George Russell who took sprint pole while Antonelli was only P5. Now this season we're used to seeing it being the other way around. However, off the back of the summer break, Russell has come back really strong, and the first race back he's taken sprint pole. However, there is one thing to note why Antonelli is all the way down in P5. If you go back to SQ1, he had an off and ended up going into the gravel. And Antonelli has revealed that he had big time damage to the car during sprint qualifying, with Antonelli saying, as quoted by Sky F1, "Oh yeah, there was big time damage. I had a couple of holes in the floor. When I came in, they initially said it was a loss of 25 downforce points. They tried to repair as much as possible, but definitely the damage was still there. I was struggling a lot in the low speed corners. It is what it is. It was a little bit too much entry speed in the last corner on that first lap. I lost the rear and went through the gravel, and that was pretty much it. And then obviously it was not easy to build confidence back, but still decently close, and we'll have another go tomorrow." Now make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. All your support is incredible, and thank you so much for helping me reach over 50,000 subscribers. Now this would explain why Antonelli was only in P5. I would have thought he'd be at least challenging for sprint pole. I mean, we know how good Antonelli is in these cars, and then when you go back to the practice session, Antonelli topped that while Russell was in P3. Now I'm not taking anything away from Russell, he did a fantastic job to get sprint pole, but without that damage, do I think Antonelli could have got sprint pole? Maybe yes, and I think it could have been Antonelli on pole and Russell P2 for the sprint race in Zandvoort tomorrow. Now there's also further bad news for Antonelli, with Antonelli confirming in Zandvoort that he will take a grid penalty at the Italian Grand Prix next time round, despite it being his home race. Basically every F1 driver has a certain allocation of power unit parts, and Antonelli and his teammate Russell sit right on the verge of a penalty. And now Antonelli has confirmed that he'll take the punishment for going over the allowed allocation at Monza next month, with Antonelli being quoted by the Gazzetta dello Sport and Racing News 365 as saying, "We'll do it in Monza. It's one of the easiest tracks to overtake. It's also true that it's my home race, but right now I'm thinking more about the championship. Since we'll inevitably have to take a penalty at some point in the season, I need to evaluate where I can give myself the best chance of making up positions and getting a result. That's why Monza is definitely at the top of the list for the penalty, and we'll try to recover anyway to have a good race in front of the fans." Now Monza is a good place to take a penalty because there are lots of long straights on that track, so it's much easier to overtake. But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.